Hello guys, welcome back to PHP tutorial on our rytech channel. So now we have installed all of the components that we're gonna need for PHP development, specifically a web server, PHP, MySQL, a web browser, and also text editor. So we're ready to get started our first step in writing PHP now. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that our web server is open, running successfully. You want to turn it on if it's not already, and we can also test whether or not our web server is running successfully. So to do that, go to your web browser. I'm in Firefox now, and go to this localhost/sam. And so now we see we have a personal website here, so we know that our web server now is up and running and is serving files successfully. It's pulling files out of our hard drive, processing them, and sending them to our web browser. If you're not seeing this page, then you need to make sure that your web server is running and troubleshoot the problem with it. So where does this file live, right? So I'm gonna show you where does file live on my Windows, and you can do that by opening our hard drive and this C today, and we notice here that now you have the new folder called XAMPP. So here is our web server folder. So we're going inside this folder to locate the place where Apache will be pulling files to serve our web browser. So we go inside this, and you'll notice that there's the other folder named htdocs here. So this is the folder where your web server will pull the files from. So all of our HTML and PHP files will be in here. And I'm going to create a new folder here. Okay, new folder. And name it as PHP sandbox. So this will be the name of the folder where we're gonna do our exercises through all of the lessons. Now, when I'm developing, I actually like to have a sandbox substructure off to the side, separate from my project, where I can try things out. And that would be the way I'm wondering if something is going to work. I can just drag files over the sandbox or create a new one, try something out, do some experimenting that's worrying it won't damage my project. So it's a good habit basically. And because I'll be using the sandbox a lot, I'm going to create shortcut on my desktop. So on Windows you can do that by right click it and send to desktop, and here it is. So once we have this, we will be able to quickly get into our sandbox. So now we have place to put our files. Let's start creating our first one. So we want to open the text editor. I'm using context here, this blank file. So I'm just gonna save this blank file without writing anything onto it yet. So click file, save as, and I want to make sure that I save this on my PHP sandbox here. So I'm gonna name it as my PHP info.php. So you notice here that I named the extension as .php. This will let the web server know that it's not the HTML file, it's not the text file, it's going to be the file that has PHP in it and requires PHP processing. So this will be the name of this file, and save it. So of course that this file won't do anything because it doesn't has any PHP in it, right? So let's write our first bit of PHP code, and this is what I want you to write. We'll talk about what each part is next movie. Now let's just save this file and we're gonna check this file out our browser now. So you want to open up your browser and maybe to okay, localhost 0 and click PHP sandbox and here my PHP info.php. Oh, I spelled it wrong actually, my PHP info, but it's okay as long as the name of the function right here is correct. So um, this one, the function, actually is a very special PHP function that returns all sorts of information about PHP as you have it installed on your system. It's a great resource for you uh, to know that PHP is running and to see what the configuration is. You see here that it comes out with the information, all of the information about PHP, the version here, and all sort of this. And I think probably every single PHP developer out there uses this as a quick and easy test to make sure the PHP is running successfully on a machine before they start to do a lot of other things. So now we have successfully written our very first PHP page. Let's talk a little bit about what we type in here and start to actually developing things that are more useful for our purposes. So meet you in next movie on our rytech channel. Thanks for watching.